Here's a quick guide on the most important items that you should get out of the Wizard's Vault in Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure. Now please note that every item that I talk about here is going to be different from player to player.
Hold up!
So some players may be more interested in getting some gold, and another player may be more interested in starting out with a legendary weapon.
I'm your freestyle dance teacher.
However, generally speaking, I'm going to cover the items that I think are probably the most important and that you should spend your Astral Acclaim on first. Now, please note that when I am talking about this list, this is my personal opinion, and also it depends on what you are working on. So currently, I'm working on legendary items in Guild Wars 2.
And I hate myself.
And a lot of my choices are going to be centered around that, but I'll explain that as we move forward. So the first item that I suggest you aiming for is the Mystic Clover. But why do we aim for the Mystic Clovers? Now, these particular items are associated with legendary crafting, and you will need quite a bit of Mystic Clovers in your time to unlock a certain legendary. For example, the legendary weapon Twilight, a greatsword, requires 77 Mystic Clovers to create the Gift of Fortune, which is a key component to crafting this legendary. And the main focus of this is because the Mystic Clovers are few and far between, and legendary gear has the best quality of life as well as the best stats. It's on par with ascended level gear. And typically the Mystic Clovers just are difficult to come by. So given this particular reward vault, you can only purchase 20 of these. So you would need an upwards of 1,200 Astral Acclaim, which you can honestly do fairly quickly by doing any of the tasks that are here on the special tab. And you have plenty of time to go ahead and get that done. Now, the next most important one I would say is actually going to be your Mystic Coins. Now, your Mystic Coins are important because they are used in higher level crafting as well. And these can be used into crafting Mystic Clover. The most important thing here to note is that the Mystic Coins can then be exchanged through various vendors for more Mystic Clovers, which are arguably the rarest material that you can earn. And to purchase these Mystic Clovers, you use 2 Mystic Coins, 2 Spirit Shards, 2 Glob of Ectoplasm, and a specific currency tied either to raiding, World v World, or fractals. You can actually also roll the dice in the Mystic Forge by exchanging 1 Obsidian Shard, 1 Mystic Coin, 1 Glob of Ectoplasm, and 6 Philosopher Stones for a chance at getting a Mystic Clover. However, it can also grant you an assortment of other items that are not, in fact, Mystic Clovers, so you take what you get. Now, you can only purchase 60 of these in what I believe is the season, so you have quite a bit of time. And for you to purchase all of these Mystic Coins, it would take about 540 Astral Acclaim. You can easily get by doing any of the special events, as well as also the weekly events add up fairly quickly. The next most important item I would say that you can get from the Wizard's Vault is, of course, the Bag of Laurels. Now, these come in at a 10 Astral Acclaim per bag, and it contains 1 laurel inside, which means that at the end of the season, if you purchase all 150, you'll get 150 laurels. Now, the reason that laurels are so important is that they can be exchanged for a number of wonderful materials that can be utilized across the board for depending on whatever you're working on. So one of the more popular ones that I mentioned is the heavy crafting bag, which you can exchange 1 laurel for 1 heavy crafting bag for 3 tier 6 items that are, we'll say, fairly expensive and can be exchanged either for gold or for use of that material. But also you can exchange 3 of these for some obsidian shards, which is also a great way to go about working on a legendary item. These also can be utilized to get some pretty decent gear, such as ascended trinkets and ascended amulets. Especially if you're a new player and you're just getting started, this is an easy way to go ahead and get some quick gear. And for you to be able to purchase all 150, you are going to need to have 1,500 Astral Acclaim, which is fairly simple if you do the dailies as well as the weeklies. And then on top of that, for completing all the weeks, you get 10 additional laurels as well as 450 Astral Acclaim. Very, very straightforward. The 4th best item that I would say for you to purchase with your Astral Acclaim is actually going to be those obsidian shards. This is another material that is heavily utilized in legendary collections. And of course, these obsidian shards can be utilized from a number of different sources and collected from them and exchanged. However, it costs about 250 obsidian shards to create a Gift of Mastery, which is an integral part to create 1st generation legendaries. For you to purchase all 20 of these obsidian shards that you can earn from here, it will cost you about 1,000 astral acclaim. And lastly, in my opinion, the most important item that you can get out of any of these is actually going to be the bag of coins.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
Now there are 2 separate bags of coin, each only holding 1 coin, however their costs are significantly different. And it seems like this one seasonal choice is significantly better than the other, as this one only costs 6 astral acclaim, and you can repeat this 90 times for a total of 540 astral acclaim for 90 gold, which additional gold is something that all players really can benefit from. However, it is very, very easy to just knock this out and be done with it for this particular season. The 30 astral acclaim bag for the 1 gold coin, I feel tends to lose value over time. However, it is important to note that if you have nothing else that you need, then this is always just a good outlet for farming some easy gold. Some honorable mentions that I'll make very quickly are going to be the ascended weapon as well as the ascended armor chest. You can purchase 3 ascended armor chests at a rate of 400 astral acclaim each for a total of 1,200 astral acclaim for this particular season. Now, this is an excellent way for new players to just get in and start working on getting some of the best gear in game. Now remember, Ascended gear has the same stats as Legendary. However, Legendary items can change their stats freely and at will. And you can also get an Ascended weapon only once per this particular season for 600 astral acclaim. This is just a fantastic way to get some decent gear very, very quickly with very little effort, and I would like to make note of that. The other honorable mention is actually going to be the Legendary Starter Kit. The Legendary Weapon Starter Kit will get you the Precursor, which is about a 90 to 100 gold value for most cases, and as well as a Gift of Might or a Gift of Magic and a Theme Legendary Gift. This basically finishes up about 75% of the way to unlocking a legendary in Guild Wars 2. Now it seems that you only have access to the pistol, the scepter, the staff, or the sword as your first 4, and I'd imagine as time goes on these will get filled out with the rest of Gen 1, potentially moving on to Gen 2. Just note that this is a very simple way to go ahead and get started for only 1,000 astral acclaim. It's not a bad choice. Do you agree with my list? Tell me down in the comment section below. And please don't fret about unlocking all of these in one single season. Remember, all the rewards and items that you could potentially earn in this Wizard's Vault will be carried over into the next season's Wizard's Vault, into the Legacy Vault. So don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. If you are new to Guild Wars 2 and you are curious about getting started in Secrets of the Obscure, here's the first 4 things that you should do first when you get into the new expansion. Stay caffeinated, folks.